All right, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be building a water-based sorting system. I'm in the most recent snapshot, the pre-release. So let's get started. What I'm going to go ahead and do is start all the layout, and I'm going to check back in at the end of each layout step. So you can see just how I'm building this and build it to your own specifications if you want when the next release is done. And man, oh man, am I looking forward to the Aquatic update. All right, let's begin. I thought I'd stop real quick to show you the basic design. I mean, this is it, a little bit of packed ice and some water. And I mean, that's it. I mean, I got a little bit of work to do to it, but I mean, there you go. I mean, it's water's flowing the bottoms through. Pretty damn quickly, might I add. You notice the signs are all on the inside. That's to help to make sure that the items don't get stuck. All right. I'm going to start the next step of the build. I'm going to start laying out all the redstone and the hoppers that are required that the water's going to flow over. All right, check back in, and, well, this step's going to take a little longer. A little bit anyways. All right, quick update. I've now finished all the wiring. I haven't programmed it yet, but it's all finished wiring-wise. You can see it's just a pretty basic design. And I figured I'd show you this now because it's about to get a whole hell of a lot more complicated here really soon. Once I start putting in all the chests and everything else that's required. Let's activate this part. Oh no, 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 no! Oh man, I got lucky. Look, it didn't do any damage to the redstone. Whew! Alright, I mean, that's it. Alright, next step. I'm going to stop putting in the chest and the next line of hoppers down. And when that's done and it's going to look a whole lot busier, I'll check back in. Alright, so the wiring is now done. You can see from the chest, there's a second hopper now aiming directly into the chest and a small hopper feed coming down here. And from these here, you can link it up to your storage system in any direction you want, any way you want, really. Any shape. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to do a little bit of layout work. I'm going to program all the hoppers so they're set up to run into a storage system. And I think I'm going to set up a basic storage hallway just so you guys can see how this whole thing will work when it's all said and done. Alright, I got a little bit to do. I'll check back in shortly. Alright, so I've gone ahead and finished linking everything together. I built a really basic, pretty horrible looking hallway, as you can see here. But everything is linked up, all the hoppers are in, minus a couple that I'm missing here that I'm going to have to go ahead and fix. Not a big deal. Well, what's designed here is, I use bedrock, but you can use any kind of block you want here, as long as you're not using it in your storage system, or name tags work well as well. But anyways, the comparator locks this. So you can only have 22 items in a hopper. If it has more, if I do that, it'll flow them through, but it'll always leave 18 in this slot and these 4 here, which is why I use bedrock. And doing it in this manner will never allow it to completely fill up or clog up. I guess the worst case scenario in a system like this would be an overload of items that will continue to cycle until they disperse, they disappear. What I'm going to go ahead and do is a little bit of redstone and a little bit more building to add some items into the inventory from up top. And once I'm done, we're going to put this whole thing into action. Alright, I'll check back in with you next time, and the next time should be the final cut. Alright, so here we are for the final cut on my second attempt, because the first time I forgot to place a couple of hoppers. Everything's built. You can see everything's built. Everything's linked up. This hallway is done. What I took and did here is put in a water-based item elevator. There's soul stand at the bottom of it, which is what's causing the little bubbles. And all that's going to do is dump all of the items up here and directly into our rotating stream. And down here I built a really, really fast timer. And there's 16 dispensers here, all filled with items. And we're going to turn this on, and then we're going to watch this whole thing in action. And before I go ahead and turn this on, I will say this is going to cause a substantial amount of lag for my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize for that now. Alright, let's take a look, shall we? Look at that. Look how awesome that works. Look how awesome that's working. Oop, there's some of the lag. There's some of the lag. But I mean that's just working phenomenal. I mean, nothing's getting stuck. Everything's flying around nicely, and realistically, the whole thing should be covered with glass like it is over here, or another block. That'll definitely prevent stuff from getting stuck. All right. I mean, this is looking pretty good. All right, so that's my machine for the aquatic update. I'm looking forward to building this and putting it in my base. And I mean, this is working something fierce under the heaviest of options. I mean, what are the odds you're going to have something like this going on in your base? Probably unlikely. I mean, I'm dumping a massive amount of materials into there in a very short period of time. A very short period of time. Look at that, it's almost done. It's dumped almost all of those in. That's 16 dispensers and 9 full stacks of items. 9 times 16 times 64, that's almost 10,000 items. That's 9,200 items that just dumped in. All right, let's shut it off. And there's really not that much rotating around still. Oh. A couple of them got stuck on the signs. Alright, well, I'll have to look at that. I can tell you what caused that. They came in because they were too close to this edge here, I bet. All in all, though. All in all, I mean, that worked phenomenally. Alright, that's my machine. If you liked what you saw, feel free to give me the thumbs up. If you liked what you really saw, you want to see me build some more, the subscribe button always helps as well. And that's going to be it for today. Rusted 420 out.